little pre-show.
Yeah, the pre-show where we talk about strange stuff. Because last week, while we were talking, we actually brought them up. I can't remember if it was during the show or after the show. The Playmates
Transporter
transporter
series.
figures, and then
Hmm.
like 2 days later, I go to the antique shop and they have one for $2. So I don't know if you
Bastard.
did you watch the video I sent
Yeah,
you?
I watched the video.
So yeah, I got them.
Cursing you all the way. I'm like,
I took it had the
and
batteries.
all I could think of was that episode of Big Bang Theory where what's his name opened up Sheldon's transporter from the old Mega, the singular transporter thing, and
Yeah,
he broke it on him and put it back in the box.
in the box. I mean, I went and like I said, it was $2, and I opened it up to see, and it had batteries in it from I guess the '90s, whenever the damn thing came out. So I
Hmm.
changed the batteries and everything. But yeah, that's him. I got the little check off. He was $2, and then he does transport, which it is kind of damn cool.
I was
Yeah,
waiting to see him transport like onto like the bookshelf behind you or something.
go back there. And then my child went out to she went out and she was actually looking at Walmart, and I think I talked to you about these too. I don't know if you've seen them. These are like remakes, dude. You remember Wrath of Khan?
Hmm.
And they did these, dude. They're remaking them for us.
Yeah, but they're like how much now?
It's $12.
Opposed
They're
to the
not expensive.
$3.99 they were when they were on the shelf the first time.
Exactly, back in the '80s or yeah,
Yeah.
early '80s. It is kind of cool though because he's got his little tricorder, and then he's got the little gloves he puts on right there when
Hmm.
he opens the oh god, the engine compartment and reverses the polarity or whatever it is before he like croaks.
Yeah.
Now this is not a comic, but I actually got these at the antique store too, and I don't know if you how much you're into this kind of stuff, but I don't know if you know this guy. You ever look at Escher?
Nope.
Really?
Nope. But I know
Never?
I know I've seen it and I know who he is. That's what they based like all the Harry Potter staircases off of.
But I mean, he did so much. I got an Escher book. It's got a lot of his cool stuff in it. Um, and he was an amazing draftsman. For a long time, nobody really looked at him because he was, it was all mathematical and crazy stuff and that. But I got it for like $3, and it's by Taschen, so it's cool. But now this one, you should know this guy from your youth, your Ute.
What's a Ute?
Yeah.
Is that
Did
Davy
you
Crockett?
do you know who this illustrator is?
No.
Okay.
But I know who Davy Crockett is.
You know who David Crockett is? Yes.
I used to
So
watch him on the Wonderful World of Disney before they were doing shady stuff
damn it.
and letting
Uh,
Kathleen Kennedy ruin Star Wars. Yes.
way back, oh my God, dude, I think 20s, 30s, maybe even 40s. They were a handful of like really big illustrators. Wyeth was one. Maxfield Parrish was one. Uh, God, I know a couple more, and they're skipping my mind too, but they're the biggest ones. And they did all the, especially Wyeth. Wyeth did, Parrish did kind of more, I don't say uppity stuff, but I guess a little fancier stuff, more like romantics. And
Hmm.
Wyatt did all of the cool, like freaking, Robert Louis Stevenson stories, Ivanhoe, um, Robinson Crusoe.
Hmm.
God, dude, I love that book. Uh, Tales of the Scottish Kings. But I mean, just for $2, I couldn't pass it up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's only got. I didn't even know this though. He did. Norman Rockwell was the other one I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, yeah. Obviously, I
Um,
know him.
he did a Coca-Cola ad. I didn't know that he did Coca-Cola ads.
Well, somebody had to pay him.
Oh well, dude, he got paid. Uh, Washington overlooking the Yorktown. There's Lewis and Clark. But yeah, he did all these. You can buy a lot of the classics that he illustrated. They're still published today. You can buy some of them. I've seen at Barnes and Nobles and stuff, and you get them, and they have all of his illustrations in it. But then he did some amazing stuff like this too. This is just something, I guess, for him. It's just like somebody's house, you know. What's cool about Wyeth though is his son went on to become a super famous artist as well, and is hugely influential in Japan. And then his grandson is still alive and is practicing art. So you got Andrew. Andrew is NC's son, and Jamie is Andrew's son. Jamie is still practicing. Just amazing artist. But yeah, that's all the little junk I picked up this week that I'll show you right now.
See that? You just put some of your liberal arts degree to work.
Well, it's not liberal arts. It's actually a fine arts degree. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's better. So it's good art. You know, like comic book art.
Yeah, which is what I wanted to do for a long time. I wanted to teach and draw comic books, and I do need it. I read comic books now.
I just talk about them on the internet.
Exactly.
Like everybody else. So I got this in during the McFarlane sale. Oops, you can't see that because it's
you
real
changed
tiny.
it all.
There we go.
Oh, so it's somebody did. It's the black. Oh God, what is it? The Black Lantern? Is it?
It's actually Necron.
Oh, Necron. That's what he's called. Okay.
Not the same Necron from my favorite animated film of all time, Fire and Ice, but a Necron nonetheless. He was the bringer of the Black Lantern.
Yeah.
The only thing I was mad at is because see that little ding up in the top left corner on the screen?
Yeah.
So it's actually on the right hand side, but
yeah.
I'm
the
like,
box is not a
I go. I paid good money for this. What the hell? It cost me almost. It cost me almost as much for shipping for this as it did for the figure. These like the mega figures are like $40 a piece.
Yeah.
And so it was on sale half price.
Oh, damn!
I kind of wished that he'd had Bane on sale for half price, but no. But this is a pretty badass looking figure.
Oh, cool.
There's the black heart in his chest.
Yeah. Well, that box is a lot better shape than the one I got. My child got me, and I think I showed you it. The Swamp Thing mega figure like that, and that box was just trash when it come in. It looked like somebody drop kicked it across the damn road. It's like, really?
Well, I mean, if McFarlane had like a scratch and dent thing from all the damages that came back,
I'd buy half of them.
Yeah, if they were like marked down like half price, I'd be like, yeah, I'll just take them out and play with them. You're like, are we going the regular time this week? Nope, I gotta play with my toys.
Have you Did I send you? Yeah, I sent you the link of the new McFarlane figures coming out. They're doing the Kingdom Come Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that figure looks awesome.
I've already got all those.
Do you?
The DC versions.
You got the DC versions from a long time ago.
Yeah. Have you? I think I should have just about the whole set, if not the whole set, of the Kingdom Come figures, and the same for the Alex Ross Justice.
Yeah, I think I have this many of them.
Oh, that many?
Yep. I know my brother's got a lot of them, and the Hush figures too.
Oh, I got all the Hush figures. Yeah.
Yeah, the Hush. He's got the Hush figures too. Um,
Um,
the new
I
Hush Batman looks good for by McFarlane.
Yeah, mine is not having weapons. McFarlane now has 2 weapons packs.
I still have to buy one for my
The
freaking Red
wep-
Skull, or not
weapons
Red Skull,
pack
Red
two
Helmet.
has the Gatling gun from that I guess they used on one of the covers or in one of the stories for that stupid gunslinger spawn.
Slinger Spawn.
I'm like, and for whatever reason, the pea brains and the comic speculation and these kids that all have ADHD because like, ooh, shiny, not realizing that they gave Spawn an antique trench coat, some 6 shooters, and Dan Blocker's hat from Bonanza.
Dan Blocker's out from Bonanza.
Because it's like this 10-gallon hat. It's got almost like a flat brim, but it comes up like yay high off the top of his head. I'm like, oh, and I'm mad because the Target around here,
Yeah.
uh, like when Target's having like a national sale and like the McFarlane Spawn figures are like half price. You go into the Target up, yeah, we're not doing that.
They're not doing the half
We,
off
we
sale.
we feel we can get full price for them. They sell great here, so we're not gonna participate in that sale.
The talk about crazy figures or something like that. I saw the McFarlane stuff. Um, I don't think it was a McFarlane figure. I can't remember now. I saw it on eBay, and I was in GameStop. It's been months ago, and they had a classic Doctor Doom figure. It was in a white box, okay, and it had just like the regular like black Doctor Doom on the outside. And you opened it up, and then it had the plastic figure. It was in like a case on the inside. So a white box, square. You open the box, pull the figure out. Boom, it's Doctor Doom. He's got like a couple hands, like a face, and classic Doctor Doom. And it was like $20. I was like, I've seen about getting it, but I didn't. And that damn figure's like $80 or $90 now. I'm like, come on.
You know what shot up?
What?
The white Doom from
Oh, from Secret.
from the new Secret Wars
Yeah,
from
Secret
from about
Wars.
10 years back there.
Yeah,
That
Emperor Doom or whatever.
yeah, that's like $100 figure or something.
Really?
Something
Uh,
crazy.
yeah, that's the one that kills Thanos. The other thing I saw that was kind of crazy. I saw this on Facebook, and I went and looked it up. I didn't get it. I've got a super nice copy. But have you noticed? And I don't know if you have one, so I mean maybe not. The price of Incredible Hulk 162, the first appearance of Wendigo, is going through the roof, and I don't understand why.
Alpha Flight movie.
Really?
Either an Alpha Flight movie or he plans on having Alpha Flight members show up because the whole Wolverine thing.
I mean, they had. Well, I mean, I saw the Wolverine speculation, but there were some people that had it up priced at almost $200. So I'm like, it's okay. I granted his first appearance Wendigo, and I think when I bought it, it was like $12, but that was 30 years ago.
And Wendigo is a big character because of the first appearance of Wolverine.
Yeah,
That was the third wheel.
yeah. He was the third person in the fight. He's like that's the first appearance of Wolverine's like the second appearance of Wendigo or something. I mean, and the only other thing I can think of lately that Wendigo's really been in besides Alpha Flight, which in the '80s was Wendigo had a pretty big role in the Immortal Hulk storyline,
Yeah,
which Donny Cates is doing his best to remove any memory of the greatness of the Immortal Hulk storyline from my mind.
I hates the Kates. So I want to share this before we
Hop
start
into the
up.
book.
Yeah. Let's see. New Marvel. New Marvel Legends figures first drop of this year.
I don't know if I've seen them. Yeah, don't tell me it's the ugly Modoc from the new movie.
Nope. Uh, so newest Marvel Legends series X-Men figures are here.
Cyclops.
Cyclops with the little swirly laser smoke coming out of the corner of his eye.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
White Queen.
White Queen's always cool.
Yeah.
The hell?
Thang.
Bang? I don't remember him.
I'm thinking Fang is probably Sabretooth's kid.
Okay. Sounds right. Okay. Who the hell's that?
That's Nora St. Croix, and she was in one of the was it X Force or something? Uh,
I didn't read X Force.
it was the oddball X. Oh, Generation X.
Okay.
Because I know it was one of the titles that went into the original Age of Apocalypse.
Okay. God, the Age of Apocalypse was forever ago.
Corsair.
Oh yeah. Sweet from the space storyline.
Space Jammers, and also Scott Summers' dad.
I forgot that. Damn.
Omega, I don't know who this is.
Nope.
I figured pink hair, pink glasses, and pink Omega symbol.
He probably don't even know who he is.
I don't know who he is either. If it's actually a he. Chamber.
Well, they're really digging into like the third rate characters here, aren't they?
Yeah, but they were big characters during the Age of Apocalypse. But all of them together build you Ja'od, or whatever his name is.
Yeah, a big Build-A-Figure.
The Bath is him, and he's got this little white thing that he probably like turned it out. But he's another Star Jammer, and of course, the only way you can get him is by buying all the others.
All the other figures.
So I'd like to have him because he's just a cool figure.
Yeah, he looks cool.
He's a cool character. So, like, to get him, like, if I had to buy all of them and I had the money to, like, pre-order the set,
it's like $160 or something usually.
For Hasbro, yeah, because they charge like $35 a figure. Unless it's a Venom Null 2-pack, then it's $75 brand new.
Good God.
Which is why people that got their pre-orders in were selling their pre-orders on eBay for like $300 and
up. Since you're showing since they're doing the X-Men classics here, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but I was actually looking at the pre-orders for this month, and I'm gonna actually order it. It's where I think it's half price, so it's like $29, $26, something like that, maybe less than that. But they are doing a new printing of the was it X-Men Second Genesis, the Essential Collection, which is giant size X-Men 1, and then like 94 through 100 and something, and then there's a couple extra different stories thrown in there. Most of the Claremont and Cockrum and big section of the Byrne Run, the classic stuff, all in a big essential, so you can sit down and read them at one time.
Yeah, I'd be into one of those.
Yeah.
Let me see next week. What are you gonna? When's your FOC?
Usually I got about like 12 more days, I think.
Okay. Let me see what I can come up with and
Yeah, I mean it's
figure out the price, and I will send you the money through my Chime Bank.
yeah. I was like, damn, that's worth reading.
Yeah. This guy, I would just like Chamber. I would keep this dude. I would take the body parts, whatever's in there, for Chode, and then just sell
Sell
them.
him.
Corsair, I would definitely keep.
Yep.
St. Croix, I would keep. Uh, this dude, I had to find out. Because I mean, he's wearing Sabretooth's costume basically,
So it's
so
got to be his kid.
it's going to be his kid. You know,
Yeah.
He screwed a pound puppy, and this is what we got.
Damn it.
White Queen, yeah, and Cyclops, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the only ones if I was to buy the set, like I said, I mean Cyclops, White Queen, and probably Corsair. That's it. All the rest of them gone.
Yeah.
But, yeah, cool.
But so let's jump into
The book.
the actual show. And here we are. We haven't left. We're still here.
Yep.
But now we're going to talk about this, which I had as a kid, and it was just I go, oh, a Green Lantern.
I actually dug it out. I do have this one. I wasn't sure, but I did dig one out and found it. The first aside from story, talking about art or anything else other than DC Comics present number 6 at 40 cents from back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And you could be in the Superman movie. You know, a lot of moderators bitch about page count in the books and page count going less. And we've been reading a lot of DC lately, okay? Have you noticed that some of the DC from this time is incredibly short? I think they're only like 18 pages in here. It may be 17.
About what you get now, because they throw like at least one double spread page in.
Yeah. I mean, you get like 20 pages now, I think. And you were getting more than that, but I'm just like 17 pages?
But now you're paying $6 for 18 pages. And back then we were paying 40 cents. So
oh, I know. But I was like, holy crap, this just seems short. But yeah, so DC Comics presents Superman and Green Lantern number 6. Take over, Clark. You've got to finish what I started, and this marks the start of the most titanic team up yet, including the shock-studded ending. Yeah, Green Lantern gives Clark Kent his ring for whatever reason we don't know, but we know that Clark is at the Metropolis Press Club Awards, which I actually thought that was cool when I read this today.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the story literally starts out with Superman and not Green Lantern, or not Superman, Clark Kent, not Superman. Um,
Yeah, we
he's
start with Clark and Lois, and
yeah,
it was just funny that they basically have like these big banners of the entire Justice League hanging up there. Like
everywhere.
that's all we have to report on ever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, that's how Clark got the job. He well, later on, I can't remember back in the day, in the 40s, it probably wasn't that, but when they revamped it, Clark beat Lois to the damn Superman expose, and she hated him for it. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the Fantastic Fall of Green Lantern uh, at the Metropolis Press Club. Uh,
Literally.
Paul Levitz is our writer. Kurt Swan and Francisco Chimonti are the artists. Ben Oda is the letterer. Jerry Sharp is our color, and of course, this is the Julius is our main editor here.
Julie Schwartz, the king of the 70s.
Dude, he was awesome. Yeah, this
And the
19
80s.
February number 6 February 1979, published monthly. Yeah. Uh, The other thing that I know we talk about, Kurt Swan drew Superman. He was like freaking Jim Aparo. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Jim Aparo drew Batman forever, and Kurt Swan, did the same thing with Superman. He drew him forever. Matter of fact, he redrew the faces, Superman's face on a lot of characters when they had other artists that would do it because DC wanted to make sure it was right. The thing that's funny is I don't think I've ever really seen the Francisco Clemente here that is the inker, probably inker finished artist, and he really kind of adds something to it. It's like I'll say he's modernized some of the Kurt Swan art itself because Kurt's always draws that big old barrel chested Superman.
Yeah, not to mention, even back here in '79, Kurt Swan was like 100 years old or something.
He wasn't
He
quite old, but
he
yeah.
he took over from Siegel and Schubert when they stepped aside. So
No, it wasn't. It was but he took over from Boring.
yeah, yeah, because he was
Uh,
boring.
damn it. He took over from Boring in like the early 60s or something. So yeah, he'd been drawing for Superman for 20 years. And what's bad is he draws Superman for like another 4 years after this. Because if you go, I can't remember who does it. That's the storyline we need to do. We need to do 2 pages of that and do Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow.
Hmm.
But Kurt Swan draws that, and that's the Alan Moore, freaking send off before John Byrne relaunches the character. But I can't remember who the inker is. But I know that Swan does all the work there. But yeah, so we see here we got Lois and Clark are at the Metropolis Press Club, and the guy's like, "With fellow journalists with deep admiration, I want to make a final presentation to Clark Kent and Lois Lane for their distinguished careers as reporters." So I guess they got to share this damn award. I don't know. The company couldn't come up with enough money to have 2 awards, so they got to give them one. And they're handling it to Clark, and he's like, "Mr. Kent, what's the matter?" And freaking, he's like, "Oops." And Lois just starts berating him. "Clark, you klutz. What a time to trip over your own feet." And they fall off the damn stage
Mm-hmm.
and go all the way down to the floor.
And Lois does not even break a nail.
No. He's like, they're all like, "Clark, should we call a doctor? I should have known. You'd spoil the awards, Clark. Somehow you always." And then, of course, she's like, "Oh, it's a noise." And Green Lantern's ass comes crashing in. And mysteriously, he lands at just the place that they were like a few seconds ago.
Yeah.
My God, it's Green Lantern. Is he dead? No, he's still breathing, but we'd all be dead if it wasn't for Kent's clumsiness. Good grief, that's where we were standing. Your clumsy footwork must have made us move just in time. And of course, I love Clark. So I guess it was lucky timing, Lois. It certainly should have been here. With my super hearing providing clue, I had almost a full 10 seconds, full tenth of a second to act, which is funny. So, to me anyway, that's like in the, oh my God, was it in the Superman annual, whatever it is, where what do you get from the man who has everything? And the Robin finally gets the black lotus off of Superman, and Mongol hears him scream, and then in the little top part, Mongol's going. He has so many seconds to react, and he knows it won't be enough time. As Superman's so pissed off, he hits him. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so Green Lantern says, "Look, he's stirring. Here, Clark, take over." So he just like takes off the damn ring and gives it to Clark Kent. The poor fellow passed out, handing me his power ring, maybe because I was closest to it.
And Lois, come on, Clark, stop your nonsense.
Yeah, stop your nonsense. He must have been delirious, you know. How am I supposed to take over Green Lantern? And then when he puts the ring on, he gets the wonderful Green Lantern costume. Only he doesn't get the little domino mask because he's still got his damn glasses on so he can see. It's funny. Of course, he's like, "Great Scott, GL's costume materialized and I'm flying." Yeah, here it is. Yeah, Lois says, "Clark, quit making you fool yourself. Help me get Green Lantern to the hospital." But before Clark can respond, a majestic blue and red figure swoops out of the sky. "Superman, what are you doing?" Keeping an eye on Clark as always. And Superman and Clark can't fly off. And of course, Lois sees it. That makes more sense. Now, just out of curiosity, I thought everything that the damn Green Lantern ring made was green.
Mm-hmm.
So only when Superman's using it, it can make red, blue, and skin color.
Yeah, so it's like I'm just gonna make my actual costume appear, and
Yeah, and look like me and fly me away. And then, of course, he changes into his regular costume when he gets out of sight. Now that I'm out of sight of Lois, it's time to dissolve this, whatever. Use the ring to change to my real uniform. And now, is the ring sentient?
yeah,
Is it?
to a point.
Computer? To a point?
Yeah,
I couldn't remember because, he does ask it, and the ring's like,
yeah. The ring can do lots of stuff besides just kick button, and and of course always hold some kind of low level protective shield around whichever lantern is wearing it, and it can analyze stuff, so you know you don't have to be a smart man.
Well, I
And
mean, I knew that, but I mean, it seems like because he asked it, just straight out. He says, "There, Power Ring, tell me how Green Lantern was hurt," and he's, was a great
yeah,
battle and automatically protected him from mortal harm. I could not prevent his defeat. So, I mean, he actually speaks to it like a freaking Alexa. Alexa, turn down the TV. So after the ring tells him that, he's like, "Well, let me fly off to where the last battle was, and it is in Star City, another of the made-up DC universe cities."
yeah. And but here's something odd. Present day Star City is on the West Coast, but this
Oh,
describes it as being a city in New England. So this Star City back in the day, I guess, was meant to either be like New York or Boston.
yeah,
Well, it was probably Star City was probably Boston because Metropolis is more like a New York.
New York. Now, I did read and I think I know maybe me and you've talked about it before in the past. I can't remember at your advanced age.
Oh
Um,
my god.
the Batman and Me autobiography I read years ago when it came out, the Bob Kane one,
Yeah.
and he said that they always said that like from I can't remember what street to downtown, I guess to the financial district in New York was supposed to be Metropolis, and then the other way to like the slums and the boroughs was supposed to be Gotham City. Uh, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Um,
I think since then they've revised it so like
they're
um
separate cities, yeah.
yeah, they're separate cities. Because it would have made everything happen in New York, but like Metropolis and Gotham would have been two out of the five boroughs in New York.
Yeah, yeah. So I love
I
that
think
stuff.
Gotham is actually supposed to is modeled more after Chicago.
Gotham,
Yeah,
possibly.
with all the violence and the and
Corruption.
and the body count that goes on there every weekend that nobody will talk about. Yeah,
Damn it. So the first winds of winter have yet to touch Metropolis, nestled as it is in the nook of the New England coastline. Yeah, so it's supposed to be like New York,
hmm
but a chill is in the air as called Star Sapphire. And dude, she's not doing anything. She's like sitting in this throne. She hasn't moved at all, not since she blasted Green Lantern out of the sky. Um, you know, I didn't think nothing could beat Green Lantern. Usually they are, but she knocked the stardust out of him, and Green Lantern crawled away.
yeah. That
Um,
panel you were just reading from. Tell me that's not O.J. Simpson, the Juice, before he was a convicted criminal.
hey, he's in a lot of these old comics. Okay,
hmm
he's advertising all kind of stuff. Uh, as a green streak pierces the clouds, however, it becomes clear that it's tinged with other colors, the red and blue of Superman. That's right, Sapphire. And even if I did have to start a sonic boom to do it, I've just gained the advantage of surprise, and that should be all I need. Dude, he hits her ass fast and hard, and just
hmm
crushes this damn little thing she's riding. The art is, like I said, I think the inker really did a really good job.
Yeah,
Art's really good, especially some of these pages now. If you'll just relieve me of that, Jim, we can go back. You can go back to being Carol Ferris, and I can get back to Metropolis where I belong. In a word, Superman.
no.
Yeah, you seem to have forgotten that my mind powers are more than a match for your, or make me more than your equal. But forgetfulness is a common male failing. Particularly, it comes when remembering woman's superiority. Perhaps a more lasting reminder. I do how like she does. This is kind of like they do in the Tick. She
hmm
she chains his ass to the building. He's like, I could break these chains. Oh, if I break these chains, I'm gonna bring the building down.
yep.
So I can't do it. Um, I've got to. It makes me want to go back and read. I've got an Action Comics I bought a while back with like Superman kissing her foot for some reason on the cover, and I just don't think I ever read it. I just think I put it up. But they're
You
like,
like?
oh,
Yeah.
he's
I don't think
Super.
I should read this one. This is gonna be problematic for me.
Which was I'm like,
kissing
wow,
kissing
Super.
Green Lantern's ex girlfriend's feet on the cover.
Yeah, like what the hell? I forgot that she was his ex girlfriend.
hmm
This crap reminded me. Yeah, yeah. Here it is. One flex of your mighty male muscles, and you'll smash the support tower that holds up the office building. But because he's got Green Lantern's ring, now he can make him a giant pair of green wire
Cutters.
cutters that just cut the chain, snip, snip. But now I didn't think that she could take the ring off of him. I thought once it was put on, it would stay on. And she claims here that he does not will the ring to stay on him, so that's how she's able to remove it. Because she does.
Yeah.
She just uses the power to pull the damn ring right off of him.
just how it took the lesson. Like if you go back and you like move certain mediums around um, for the DC universe,
Yeah.
you could say even though he learned this many moons ago in the Green Lantern run, the original Green Lantern run for Hal,
Yeah.
he learned it real quick in the Justice League War movie he first meets when Green Lantern first meets Batman, in the modern era, so
Yeah.
to speak, yeah, like in the last, quarter century. He's like, "Oh my God, you're real!" And all of a sudden, you just look, and Batman's will is more dominant than Hal's, and he's got the ring on his finger.
Yeah. Well, see, that's why I was actually talking to a guy at work the other day. There's a guy that uh, at work I didn't know the other day, and I'd given out some comics to the women's shelter for Christmas. I think I told you this.
Yeah, yeah.
And he saw him and he like freaked out. And he come up and he's got like Green Lantern tattoos and everything. He's a big Green Lantern fan. I'm like, "Oh, dude, I didn't know this." And so he's, all excited about everything. He's like, "Man, I love it." But he's a younger guy, so it's good to see that younger people are reading it. But yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
I got properly offended, like one of these young kids when Fluffy Julio Iglesias,
The comedian.
yeah, cracked a joke talking about his son, like he always does,
Yeah.
and some of his friends, and he had a Marvel shirt, and he bought the Marvel shirt because he he likes comics. He thinks they're cool, and basically the shirt fit him, which is how I
Yeah.
used to go to the fat guy store. I go, "You got a 6X? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let
It
me see.
fits.
Let me see what's cool and what's on sale, and somewhere in the middle, I'll find something that I'll buy and I'll wear it because it fits me proper." Uh, he goes, and his friends arguing, doing the Marvel DC argument with him. He goes, "Marvel's trash. DC is better." "Oh, who? Batman?" He goes, "What about Green Lantern?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Green Lantern? Who's that?" He goes, "He wears a ring and it gives him powers." He goes, "I don't know any man wearing a ring that has any power."
Damn it.
I go, "Oh, I'm properly offended, sir."
It's happened.
Shut the TV
Damn it.
off.
But yeah. Yeah, and the thing that gets me to here is so she like just absolutely is head over heels over damn Hal Jordan.
When
Unlike my
she's
boy
Star Sapphire,
when
but
she stars Sapphire.
when she's Carol Ferris,
When yes.
she loathes him.
So the Sapphire, the gem is what makes her love him and, want to be with him and basically she's gonna like kidnap him and he's gonna be her sex slave. But we're
Well,
not talking about
that's the Sapphire power. Like all the different colors work off of an emotional spectrum,
yeah.
and the Sapphire is love. So deep down, she still has feelings for Hal, but only when he's Green Lantern, and only when she is not Carol Ferris, but Star Sapphire.
Star Sapphire.
It's the
My,
same person.
she's got plenty of powers. It's cool. But yeah, so she
Oh yeah.
takes the ring and she's like, okay, now that I've got the ring, I know exactly where he is. And she just, teleports, goes
Mm-hmm.
straight to Green Lantern. And Superman is like, hey, even with super speed, I can't quite reach her. But, I know where she's, Hal's already disappeared from the hospital room. But this is kind of cool. I still got a job to do. So he flies back to Metropolis, changes into his clothes, and makes his evening newscast on Channel 8, Clark Kent, Channel 8 News. The Sixth Chronicle.
WGBS.
Yep. Yep. WGBS after he left the paper. The top of the news is that tonight is the abduction of Green Lantern. We have with us eyewitness Lois Lane and the award-winning journalist, and her story after a word from our sponsor. Of course, and she starts telling them, relax, Clark, you look like you're going to boil over. And then we see that these other aliens are actually watching from a distance. It said what kind of aliens they are, but now I'm forgetting. I can't remember.
It's the Quad. They're from the antimatter universe of Quad, who gave Sinestro his yellow power ring.
Really?
The Weaponeers.
Oh yeah, right there. From Lord of the Weaponeers. Okay. So I'll take advantage of Superman's presence. So do they know that Clark Kent's Superman?
Probably.
That's what I was getting. That was kind of cool. So they're going to go and take off after Superman, and this is one of the things that I thought was kind of cool. Make sure I didn't miss a page there. Star Sapphire kidnaps Green Lantern, has his ass unconscious, puts him in their spaceship, and takes off. And then we get a little brief history of what happened. She's a Zamoran queen way back in Green Lantern number 16.
I don't have one of those.
I love you. I don't either. So she's going to take him back to her, to her planet there, Zamar or whatever. And here's our impact alarm. Your treatment will have to wait, my husband, until I dispose of this stray meteor. But unbeknownst to her, it's Superman who's out there actually stopping the spaceship in space. But this is the cool part. Everybody always talks about now how Batman is just so smart and blah, 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 on and on and on. And back in the day, dude, Superman was just as smart as Batman, if not smarter. And they just that's not even in the comics anymore. It's like they've written it out.
Because Superman, now he's a married man.
Is that what it is? He got married and got stupid?
You're not allowed to have a thought of your own, an opinion of your own.
Once you get married?
What? Why'd you park? Why'd you park here? Why did you park here? I don't know, boss. Tell me where to park.
Damn it. So he flies to the GL satellite and gets to the satellite and uses his, of course, his brain, mathematics, and everything else, and plots all of the available routes that are the fastest and most efficient from depending on where she exits the Earth to go back to the home planet. And he just is going to go check them all out. And luckily for him, it's like the first one is where, he gets her, but he stops her. And it's just always been, cool to me that they used to be that smart. Now they don't. It kind of makes me mad. So come on out, Sapphire. Your wedding plans have just been canceled. And of course she does. She gets out and she's pissed off. And, after I've defeated you, I'll give you to one of my serving women as a slave. And she throws a damn comet at him. But, Superman's, Superman. So he smashes the damn comet and then, uses, I'm not going to say wind in space, but throws all the fragments right at her. See if you can protect yourself from a 1,000,000 particle assault. And, of course, she can't. Knocks her ass out. And as, she gets knocked out, Green Lantern starts to wake up. He's like, oh, God, my ring, I gave it to Superman, but where am I? So he knows that Clark Kent is Superman.
Yeah.
And Superman flies her ass back down to Earth with Green Lantern in the spaceship, and he's going to get the damn Sapphire and takes the ring off. But she comes to, and then she just starts attacking him again. And of course, here's one of our dudes in the back for our next story. So surprised she doesn't see a second bolt that really causes a collapse. He falls down, and there's Superman. Of course, she shows up. Hey, don't worry about him. Worry about me. Because you're going to be my husband and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Superman, still tries to get the damn diamond off of her, enters unconscious. And because Hal is awake and he's got his will there, the ring actually goes to him. And he goes to turn against her, and she just lets him know, hey, I defeated you before, I'll do it again. Now, why didn't Superman, okay, while he blasts, Green Lantern protects himself here, and he's fighting her, he finally realizes, hey, I can wake up Superman, and he can help. So he uses green water there to, like, wake him up. And why didn't Superman do this before? I don't get it. So as he wakes up, Green Lantern's, telling her he's going to do teamwork. And literally, Superman freaking fries the damn helmet off of her and then sucks the damn sapphire right off of her head.
Yep.
Knocks her out. Boom. Done. Hit the button. And when she changes from Star Sapphire back to herself, she passes out. Of course, I do like the little epilogue here where at the end, so I still don't understand how she defeated you so thoroughly in Star City. I guess it was because I couldn't focus all my will on stopping her. You see, Carol recently broke up with me again, and she couldn't handle my lifestyle as Green Lantern. After all these years of loving her, part of me desperately wanted to give in, even on Star Sapphire's terms. So because he loved her so much, he was even willing to become her damn sex toy with no mind of his own on another
Yet
planet.
again, back to marriage.
Do what? Back to marriage? Like, good God.
Hey,
What's going on, man? But yeah, and it's just funny because of that. Green Lantern, thanks for the save, flies off, and then we find out, whoever this guy is, he attacks Superman as soon as Green Lantern leaves. My Q bolts, and then see Superman and Red Tornado trapped in the evil in Quard, the land of ultimate evil. Look for it the second week in December.
Oh, we missed it.
Yeah, so this is page 16. It was 17 pages total for that story.
But you also don't want to drag a story out any more than.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to, have our modern decompressed stories that run 5-6 issues or more than that, and you never know what the hell's going on and nothing happens, because a lot happens in the story. But I was just like, it just seemed awful short. But now I do remember, I've got a bunch of the DC Comics Presents. Even the Marvel Team Up did the same thing at the end. They would just bleed over into the next damn story all the time. And, which is just cool. It makes you want to come back and read, because, I mean, I want to say, what the hell's Red Tornado going to do with him and, in the land of Quard, Ultimate Evil next week? Does Hal go see a therapist about his willingness to become a sex slave for, his girlfriend that keeps dumping his ass? Does the Justice League pay for that? Those are questions that people want to know.
Yeah. Inquiring minds and all.
Inquiring minds.
Inquiring minds want to know.
All right. Well, I know. So you picked that one last week, and I was like, what can we read? What can we read? What can we read?
My Little Pony!
No. My Little Pony, go to the glue factory.
And I was like, well, I know I think I put a picture of this one online for you, but it just come in the mail, so I think this is what we need to read next week.
Oh, yeah.
Jonah Hex #1.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter who the hell wrote this, because I didn't buy this for the writer. That's right. This is another one by Garcia Lopez.
Thomas's favorite DC artist.
Oh my God, dude, he is so good. But
so
yeah,
I haven't posted them yet, but ow, I hurt my neck. I'm gonna go grab a short little handful of books that I came across.
That you came across?
That I came across going through all the boxes.
Yeah, y'all still you still organizing comics and stuff?
I'm still going through boxes and stuff, but I know what you're saying. This should have been done in the pre-show. Well, here goes me not thinking again. Um, some of this stuff came from Wizard used to have like a monthly box.
Wizard magazine?
Yep, Wizard World actually, not Wizard Magazine.
Oh, I remember Wizard World had a yeah.
They had something called the Comic Con box,
Oh, I think I remember that.
and they
Yeah.
would get like high end covers, and a lot of their covers on certain things are like that they released are like $75-$80. Like they're like high value books. This is a Supergirl #1 with a John Boy Myers cover variant that was done just for the box, and it was the most hated image that Neil Adams ever drew because he hated redrawing it over and over again.
Over and over. Yep. With him breaking or her breaking the chains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then I got some Walking Dead #1. This was a special variant cover that was made just for Wizard World Raleigh.
Now that's got to be worth something.
And Deadpool for Love and Money, but it was a Comic-Con box exclusive. I know you'll know all the characters on the cover.
Some of them, yeah.
Like the Ray that stole Iron Man's tech.
Yeah.
The Hood. The one that I knew right away was Slapstick. So, and there's like a green dude who's going to be like one of the Inhumans. This one is where there is a black and white cover, which is the one that I have. There's also one done in color. It was an exclusive Wizard World Presents Comic-Con box, first appearance of Harley Quinn.
Do you know when did these come out afterwards or?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
many years after the original.
Okay, so many years out. Okay.
I think this is still like. There we go. Now you can see Ivy.
So nice.
This thing is still like close to like $100 book. Then another Comic-Con one that I don't think is any big deal because it's an Ant-Man book called Larger Than Life, and they've got an exclusive black and white sketch cover.
Oh, cool. Kind of like a takeoff of the 161 Avengers.
Mm-hmm. Another Comic-Con box exclusive from Wizard World. A redo on the cover because Harley wasn't around then.
Of Suicide Squad.
First appearance of the Suicide Squad. Yep.
That book's gone up in value a lot.
Oh yeah. Um,
You got a Detective 881, huh?
mhm. This is a Brink Stevens, Brink of Eternity, signed by her and the artist. The artist on the interiors. So there's three SIGs, and it's an Adam Hughes cover.
Back when he first started, I guess.
Hmm. And of course, I've shown off my graded 880, but this is the one that I bought off the shelf. So I was thrilled to come across it. 'Cause the graded one I have, it's triple signed, um, like a 9.6 or something,
Yeah.
and but it's the Mexican variant. So the cover, instead of being like flat, you know flat white like this, it's kind of like a chromium, not a chromium, but like a chrome cover in the background. But there's my original.
That book is always wanted.
Um,
Yep.
First
Classics.
Hulkbuster.
Yep.
Both parts I go, oh, Thunderstrike. I used to like Thunderstrike. Why did I like Thunderstrike?
Yeah. Why did I love Thunderstrike? That's what, Second Echo?
Second or third. What was the first one? Like nine? Eight or
Yeah.
nine?
Yeah, it's like
So
that.
I've got the first one over here somewhere. But
Yeah.
this is just one that I found that's part of
Yeah.
that. And I got the one in the 50s that ends the storyline with her. Then there's a couple of Aquamans that I kind of like left out. This
Yeah.
one is just like a one shot special, uh, Spirit and Flesh.
Who's the artist on that one?
Um,
Say Colon?
Cohen, Cohn.
Oh, okay.
Um, and my absolute favorite Aquaman story ever. Remember this miniseries with the
Yes.
with the camo costume?
Yep,
I
with
actually
the-
have the DC Direct figure that went to stores with him wearing that costume.
Yeah, with the blue figure. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's Peter David, isn't it? That wrote that
Oh, yeah.
story? Huh?
Yep.
Yeah. I can't remember who the artist was. But yeah, it's an awesome storyline.
I would actually like to do this one for an episode.
Well, you
Down
remember they did in the 80s, everybody was getting their own miniseries. Aquaman had that one. They did one with the Demon. Because Matt Wagner does the art on the Demon.
Oh, the art on this, Craig Russell.
Craig Russell. So is it P. Craig Russell later on?
Mm-hmm.
And then God, Dead Man had one. Phantom Stranger had one. You found a 300, huh?
I found what I had left of my McFarlane Spider-Mans, and I'm like, please, please, please.
And you found your 300.
So this needs a clean, a press, and a grade.
Yeah.
As well as does this next one that I was thrilled to find, because this thing has shot up. I bought this from the original comic shop I worked in for $4.50.
$4.50. Yep. First Electra.
So yeah, the 300 and the first Electra. Like I saw one up for sale on a show. It was graded. It was like a 5, between a 5 and a 6 somewhere.
Yeah.
And it was still like $300.
Really? Yeah, I got to go back and I think I've got my first Electra in Mylar, and I got my first Bullseye in Mylar. The whole thing with the damn Wendigo is just kind of freaking me out. I got to go pull it out and put it in some damn Mylar because I'm just like, first freaking Wendigo. And I bought it. I know it's been 35 years ago. I went to a comic book shop and it was in Central Georgia. Of course, it doesn't exist anymore. It's closed down. And they had just comic books after comic books, and they had just a giant run in the middle, right? Everything in the middle was like dollar books, and these all super high grade, dollar books. This is in the early 90s, 92, 93. And I was really into Hulk, and I remember I bought a giant stack of Hulk for $1 a book, and in there I know I got. I think I got the first Wendigo. I know that's where I got my first Rocket Raccoon, or actually second, because first Rocket Raccoon, he's not really called Rocket Raccoon. He's just Raccoon or something. That's in like Zatanna or something. It's in the magazine.
Mm-hmm.
I paid, $1 a pop for them, and now they're worth a bunch. Yeah.
Well, Rocket's only worth more than $1 because of James Gunn.
Yeah. No, he was going up before that because he got real in. I think he was in that. Wasn't he in that Guardians of the Galaxy series before that? Was it? I can't remember who did it.
Yeah, but they were using him because of the movie plans to have him in the movie.
For the plans? Oh, okay.
Yeah. They were bringing him in, and then the comic book people would be excited because they're going to see Rocket on screen. Mm-hmm. The old comic book people would be excited. I remember that character.
Yeah, because
I thought he was going to be big. I just I dropped him off at an antique store, and this guy looks like Charlie Brown came in and bought him for me.
Oh, go ahead. But the thing that's funny is when you look at it, the Rocket Raccoon issue of Hulk is assistant editor month. So if you go back and look, that's what we need to do too, like the assistant editor month books or something.
Oh my God. I remember I bought this one not because it was assistant editors month, but back in the 90s, I was like, I used to watch David Letterman every night just for the top 10 list.
Yeah.
And then there was an issue of Avengers where during assistant editor month, David Letterman was on the cover.
Yes.
Him and his big tooth gap.
Him and his big tooth. Yes, I've got that one. I can't remember if that's the other. It's an assistant editor month book or not. But you remember the Spider-Man with the Saturday Night Live crew in it,
mm-hmm.
with John Belushi and all them in it, and the Rocket Raccoon assistant editor month. God. All right, man. I'll get you the book over, and I have to check my schedule, see what day we can do it next week, and then go from there.
Sounds good.
All right, man.